Oh! What's up, guys? Nah, just kidding. We're not going to do that kook influencer stuff. So here we are. First YouTube. YouTube #1, Boar Man TV. Little intro into myself and why we're starting a YouTube. I'm also going to answer some questions on some people. I threw a thing out on Instagram saying I'm going to start a YouTube and feel free to ask me some questions. So I'm going to answer some of those questions. And then also what my plans are for the YouTube channel here in the future. So I'll keep it short and sweet. Intro to myself, Danny Bolton, was born and raised here in Hawaii and always had a love for filmmaking. Made a lot of little skate videos and dirt bike videos when we were kids. And just love sharing all the knowledge that I've learned throughout the years. Lately, it's been a lot of hunting, a lot of bow hunting, spear fishing, a lot of off-roading. So that's kind of a little intro to me. We can get a little bit deeper into it. But the reason I started a YouTube was because it's a little bit more of a long form format to make videos, and it just lasts longer, right? Like I'm on Instagram. That's really the only social media I'm on. And it's cool. I like connecting with people on there. It's a cool way to share some knowledge with people and just share some cool adventures. But it's just such a flash in the pan. It's so quick and then it's gone. So at least with the YouTube, if I'm sharing something, maybe a how-to video of how to do something, then at least it'll live on there and it'll be there for people to find it. But the construction and the coffee stuff, it's all good. It's all amazing, but I'm just not super passionate about it. And I do have like a attention deficit disorder. Like I'm always just, like psyched on one thing, whether it be skateboarding, and then psyched on BMXing, and then bow hunting, and then spearfishing. So making videos and stuff is a cool way to tie all those things together. And I kind of stepped away from a lot of that work into this role that I'm in now. And as I'm gonna say it, just as lame as it sounds, being an influencer, that's not, I don't want to be that person, right? I don't want to be a quote unquote influencer, but that is where the cards have fallen, and there's a place for that. And I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna share the knowledge that I have, and it's gonna be awesome. I've been enjoying it, and I've been able to work with some really cool people and just share these adventures and hopefully get other people outside and inspired to go out and do these things. In any way I can help to get those things and get them out there, I definitely will. I wrote down a few things just to make sure I keep myself on track here. So let me just look at what my notes are. We got the intro done, right? A little storytelling, that'll be cool. And then, right here, we're going to roll into this. One of the questions I asked was someone wrote, "Who are you, unks?" Unks, like, isn't uncle? That's pretty common here in Hawaii, is just calling auntie, people auntie and uncle. I'm kind of up in age now. I like to think of myself as looking pretty young, but, I have a family. I have a teenager daughter, so it's I'm getting up in age, but I still like to think I'm young. But the cool thing is, with all that time and knowledge, I've been able to learn a lot of things, so I can share a lot of life lessons that I've learned throughout the years. And who are you? So I kind of explained who I am already a little bit here. Somebody had asked, who is Boar Man? So Boar Man, half boar, right? Like a pig. That was a nickname just given to me from my brother-in-law. So I hunt a lot of pigs, but when he was a kid, his cousins and stuff would tell him stories when they were camping about this wild creature that was half man, half boar, and kind of like scary stories around the campfire. So he started calling me Boar Man just with some of the hunts I've done. And I've had some crazy run-ins with pigs and them charging me and trying to get after me. So that's kind of where that nickname came from. And it's been cool. I've been able to kind of like create this character around it in this brand. And it's basically just like letting that wild side of us out and not be afraid to let that animal side of us. I write on there, you know, awaken the animal within, because there is this animal in us that's fun to let out every once in a while. And so that's basically where the Boar Man name comes from, half boar, half man. So let's see. Someone asked, what are my hobbies? So I kind of listed some already, but I grew up skateboarding. That's kind of where I learned a lot of my lessons. At 10 years old, I had one of my best friends get me into skateboarding. And it was the first time I've ever felt free. It was like a sense of freedom. I would get to go drop off and like, this is my thing. I could go and just do it in the driveway alone and practice it, or I can go hang out with my friends in town and skateboard. So skateboarding was definitely my first love. I learned a lot from that, hitting the concrete a lot, and I learned how to fail and get back up and try again. So I definitely give a lot of the credit to who I am today from skateboarding as a kid. Then it turned into BMX and then dirt bikes. I've done some snowboarding, wakeboarding and stuff, but that's not really here in Hawaii. I've done that in the mainland. So grew up here and, you know, didn't start hunting though till I was older, till I was in my late 20s is when I bought my first bow and a spear gun. And that kind of consumes a lot of my time now. Something about the adventure side of it, but then also being able to go get food. And there's something primal there where you're getting some food and you're feeding your friends and family. It just feels so right, and you can't explain why, but that's some of the hobbies I'm into. And of course the off-roading. I used to ride dirt bikes. I moved to the mainland after high school and got into racing trucks, and we won a championship racing a truck that we built ourselves from the ground up. Like, we're talking bare frame rails, my cousin and I. So I have knowledge in metal fabrication and building that. That led me into some work, and I've done some training with the military and with other people doing some instructing. And I like to share that stuff because a lot of these people that I know are going to do fun things in the desert, whether they're going rock climbing or they're going up in the mountains to go hunting. Off-roading is the tool to get there. So I don't mind sharing some of my knowledge because you can get stuck out there. So I plan on doing some videos about that and amongst all the other things. And so that kind of brings me to what type of videos I plan on doing here on the channel. Some how-tos, definitely some how-tos on how to off-road or how to cook, how to get into bow hunting. And then also just fun adventures. We're going to get on some fun adventures and we'll do our best to document them. General life stuff. I have a podcast I want to do. I'm kind of all over the place, and I know riches are in niches, and YouTube likes it when you stick to one thing. I am not that person to stick to one thing, but I'm going to try to keep them all in a similar theme of this is me, this is who I am, these are the things that I like to do. So those are the type of videos we'll be putting out. I probably wrote more in here on what type of those videos are, but that kind of covers it. What's the plan? Right now, of course, like you hear, like get consistency on YouTube. So we're going to try to get a video out once a week, even if it's just short. And my plan is to grow it, honestly, as quick as possible, because what's the point of making these videos if no one sees them? And that's where I need help from whoever the viewers are. That's who makes the thing grow. I understand we got to hit some algorithm stuff, and maybe I'll get some knowledge on that and learn from stuff from maybe some of you out there or some friends that have YouTubes. but the thing is to grow it and create something special so we can do good with it. I want to do a lot of good. I want to get kids out there involved in the outdoors more. I want to get them, whether it's just skateboarding or free diving or spearfishing or hunting, whatever, all those things. And just people, listen, I started hunting and spearfishing late in my life. So, and working out. I didn't start lifting weights until 2020 during the whole pandemic stuff. So that kind of stuff has kept me able to do the things that I love, the working out, and also the other stuff's kept me out of trouble ever since I was a little kid. So I definitely, if you're gonna call me an influencer, I have no problem taking that responsibility on, because I know what it's done for me in my life, and I wouldn't be here and the person I am today if I didn't do all those things. How are we gonna blow this thing up? Check this out. I went from 4 subscribers, because I had this YouTube channel I never did anything with. I don't know how I got 4 subscribers, but we went to 18. What? 18 subscribers. Just because I posted something on my Instagram asking questions about how to, you know, what you wanted to hear from me. So that's funny. 14 subscribers in a day. I did put a couple shorts up that I had. So there's one with some dinosaur tracks, and then there's also one of me fishing. But those are just some fun shorts I put up. But we're gonna grow this thing. I'm gonna rely on my community, and then we're gonna build a community, and we're all gonna do good things, and we're gonna learn together. And if we have questions, we're gonna ask the right people. I have a good source of people that we can ask questions from. But after, my plan is, after 100 subscribers, we're gonna give away a shirt. Sick Boar Man t-shirt, check it out. These things are mental. So we're gonna give away a shirt. 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away a knife. 10,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away a bow. We're gonna get somebody into bow hunting. We're actually gonna do a whole series on how to get into bow hunting. And then the goal is 100,000 subscribers. And at that point, I'll take somebody fishing or hunting here in Hawaii and just kind of share my life with them here. We'll figure out a way to do all those giveaways, sweepstakes, whatever the rules are on that. I don't really know, but that's the plan. And we're gonna be, oh man, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna build a community. We're also just gonna be, you know, helping people learn knowledge, and also we'll probably give away a bunch of other stuff too. I just love the idea of that. So, and they always wanna know, where's it gonna live? Who's gonna see it? How many people are gonna see it? All the analytics. And now I'm gonna be able to control that. And I know where it's gonna go. I know the people that are gonna see it. So that's the plan. It's kind of lame to chase numbers, but we're gonna play the game, man. We're gonna have fun with it, and we're not taking it super serious. But we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna try our best. You know, everything I do. That's why I never started a YouTube before, is because I didn't want to start one and just halfway in, halfway out. I wanted to start one and be fully involved. Now, I don't know if I have the time to fully do all the things that I want to do, all these videos, but we're gonna stay consistent, even if they're simple. And let's see, let's get into some of these questions that some people asked on YouTube. So I already answered some of these. Where does the Boar Man name come from? Nickname my brother-in-law gave me. Can I hunt with you? This is what someone asked. Guess what? You can hunt with me if we get to 100,000 subscribers and we win that giveaway. So that's gonna be sick. Honestly, some of the hunting now, some of the hunts we film, and filming hunts is a whole different thing than actually just for me to go hunting. So a lot of my hunts that I do now, I just want to go alone and just enjoy it, and not even have to film it, because I just want to go enjoy my time out there. So it's kind of like my peace and quiet out there. But I'm definitely down to take someone out there hunting and get them out there. When will I race again? I'm assuming you're asking me about off-road racing. Money, baby. If we can get some sponsors, I'll go race again. I got friends and family who are amping to go. So that would be sick. How's hunting here in Hawaii? Hunting's good here in Hawaii. Pig hunting's really fun. Most epic hunt. The most epic hunt, man, that's a good question. But the moose hunt I went on last year, which I'll have to do a whole recap video on here on YouTube. But we went on this moose hunt in Alaska with my friend Chad. And we had to hunt till the very last day. With moose hunting, they're such big animals that you want to get them kind of close to where you're camping because there's so much meat. And we pushed it a little bit deeper because that's where the moose was. If we wanted to be successful, we had to go where they were. So we ended up going 3.5 miles from camp and getting 2 big bull moose down and had to get all that meat out of there. It took 4 days. We had equipment failures. We had our side-by-side breakdown on us. And honestly, it was just an epic, epic time. Just had a blast. So that moose hunt, it is either that or my very first archery elk. My very first archery elk was very special to me. Advice on being awesome, someone asked me. I definitely don't see myself like that, but what I will say is this quote, and I don't know who said it, but it is, people will never remember what you said, but they'll always remember the way you made them feel. So I kind of think about that a lot, and I think about my intentions and what my intentions are. So that is, I don't think I'm awesome, but I definitely know that that's some of the thinking that I go into things with. Let's see. Chevy, Ford, Dodge, or Toyota? Best pre-runner. Grew up with a lot of Fords, and I will go into the pre-runner side of things, but a lot of Ford Rangers. Then now I have a lot of Toyotas. I have 2 Tacomas, I have one here, one on the mainland, and then I have a 4Runner too. The Toyotas, especially Toyotas with the 3.4 liter engine, dude, they're rock solid. They're just such good, reliable vehicles. And I like the way they drive. But as far as Chevys are sick, I like the way they sound, dude. LS1s are sick. Any LS motors are mental. Square bodies. I had an 85 Blazer. Dodge, dude, I don't know much about Dodge. I'm just going to leave that. I just don't know much about Dodge. I've never been a big Dodge guy. But best pre-runner, I'm going to tell you straight up, if you want a pre-runner, and if you don't know what a pre-runner is, it's what you pre-run off-road races in. So usually what it is it's not a full race truck. It's usually a souped up, just normal truck, but it's got long travel suspension for desert, so you can do big bumps, jump it, and you can also cruise, go to the movie theater, pick up the girls, go pick up some burgers. But anyway, the best pre-runners, are you ready? 1983 to 1997 Ford Rangers, because they had I-beam suspension, and that I-beam suspension is the easiest thing to modify to get some long travel out of, and it's the cheapest. And you could do 4-wheel drive ones, get the bigger differentials because they have 28s and 35 diffs in them. So, but 1983 to 1997 was the last year they made the I-beams in the Rangers. So if you can get a 1997, dude, that is it right there. Best pre-runner. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Favorite meal during hunts? It's got to be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Make that baby the night before or early morning. It sits in your pack. That peanut butter and that jelly's all soaked into the bread. That's for sure my favorite meal while I'm hunting. Can we do an off-road dive and hunt in one trip? Do it all the time here in Hawaii for sure. But the person who asked this question, we got big plans, and there's some fun places we can do that. General repairs and upkeeps for off-road, like what you should know about off-roading. The biggest thing is getting yourself unstuck and kind of planning ahead, but general repairs, definitely know how to patch a tire. First thing, know how to patch a tire, and then have a plan for how you're going to put air in it, or check your spare. The next things I would say would be your U-joints. You should know how to do your U-joints. If you have a four-wheel drive and you break something, you break a diff, sometimes you can take that drive shaft off or do something with your transfer case, depending on where you're at, front diff, rear diff. But you could get out of there in two-wheel drive. It might take a little bit of work. Ball joints, tie rods are another two things you should know how to work on and change, and know what tools you need. So yeah, that's kind of general upkeep for off-roading. I would say keep an eye on those things. There's a lot more to those, but I would say keep an eye on those things in your bushings. First boar hunt. My first pig hunt was just kind of lame, and it's actually my first animal I ever hunted with a bow. Just I seen it, you know, we were hanging out up at the farm and there's some smaller pigs, and I just ran over there and ended up just shooting one from, I think, 30 something yards. Nothing too crazy, not a big hunt, just like, oh, opportunistic, there they are, and went and hunted it. I did hunt one barefoot before because I jumped out of the truck and seen one, and I ended up going on this epic stalk, getting after this big old boar with huge tusks, got him, and when I got close to him and shot him, he freaked out and was just going wild. And I remember just being kind of so scared because I was barefoot in board shorts. So that was a pretty mental one. How can one man be so cool? I'm just me, dude. That is a cool question, but I am not that cool. Spearfish or bow hunt? Depends on the day. It really truly depends on the day and where I'm at. Tips about getting into archery: find out your draw length and buy a bow. Go to the local shop, buy a used bow or a cheaper one, unless you know 100% you're going to love it, and you can buy a nicer bow so you don't have to upgrade later. We will do a whole series on bow hunting, so let me know what you're thinking on that. And then game recipes, cooking game. A lot of game, it's just the simple ones, is ground meat, right? So I would say burgers is an easy one. The way I make the burgers, I get the ground meat, defrost it, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then chop onions. I throw the chopped onions in there. Make sure they're kind of more minced than chopped. Mince the onions and make sure it's salted properly. Let that sit, all that seasoning in there, for a couple hours, and then make your patties and cook it. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do recipes, but that's an easy game recipe. We're gonna go into more. Cool. Yeah, that pretty much sums up who I am, my plans, and what the plans here are on YouTube. I do want to tease, I have a little pig hunt that I just went on last night. We're going to get that up on YouTube. I got a fish that I need to clean in the cooler right now, and we're going to make some poke. So do a little how-to on making some poke, and then equipment. What kind of equipment I'm using to make this YouTube. So my friend let me borrow some mics. I got my phone that we're filming it on right now, but I'm going to go over what I'm going to use, just because for so long was like, yeah, I'm going to start a YouTube, and then I always had excuses. It was always like, oh, I don't have a good camera, or I don't have a good computer. And I kind of accumulated these things over time, but I always made excuses. And honestly, I'm using my phone right now. The bow hunt that I did, I had no mic. What I realized is that I need a mic because I don't like being so close to the camera when I'm holding it arm's length right here filming myself, but I need to be that close to be able to talk to the phone and not have to yell. But I feel like with a mic, it's going to allow me to be a little bit further away, or when I'm hunting or something, I don't need to talk as loud or I don't need to hold the phone close, which you're just going to see boogers up my nose. So that's it. First YouTube video, we did it. I'm gonna make the thumbnail because I heard the thumbnail's pretty important. We're just gonna hand draw one. I'm freestyling it, dude. I got no plans. We're learning. I'm gonna just put these videos out and we're gonna learn as we go. If I screw up, oh well. And that goes back to me as a kid skateboarding. I'm not afraid to fail. So this is how you start a YouTube. You start one like this. You just get it, throw up the video. You know, maybe I think I can critique myself and be like, man, I kind of sound dumb, or I didn't like the way I did that. I didn't like the way it looked, or maybe I should have cleaned up my desk a little bit better. Not even worried about it. I'm going to send it. We're going to put it up, and we're going to learn from it. If it sounds good, if I got to change things, cool. But I appreciate anybody who made it this far. And I guess we're going to need likes, subscribes, and comments. And we're just trying to boost the algorithm. The algorithm's got to know that people are interested in what we got going on and getting that watch time up. And then if we do get to a point where we're monetized and we're making money off YouTube, cool. I got plans on how I want to spend that money, and it's going to be some good things. We're going to do some good with it. You know, I'm not like, oh, I'm going to buy Lambos. That's not the case. Nope, we're going to do some good things with it, and I'm excited to share that. That's it. I love it. So, booyah. We did it. Thanks for watching.